over in the far corners there. I don't know whether you can see that. And look at this road. Absolutely spectacular. Okay, let's get back in and have another go. What a beautiful day. Just taking some pictures of my car there. It's like the TVR Owners Club. Going to open up the back of the car and let the air get around the engine bay a bit, because it's smelling pretty hot, and it probably is pretty hot. Still got another 141 miles to do yet, and I still haven't completed the northern part of this route through the Cairngorms. We've still got a few miles still to go until we do the loop and then come all the way back down. So been on the road 2.5 hours. There was a couple of instances where I hit a pothole, a couple of potholes, and the steering wheel got snatched from me, and it was quite scary, to be honest. And similar when I was coming back down through one of the mountains, and I just felt that on the cambers that the car was really getting quite busy, and it got quite scary. It's absolutely burning hot. I'm having to wear my Lotus cap. I really should get an Alfa Romeo one. What's amazing is it's boiling hot, but over in the distance there I can see snow on the mountains that I've just come through. I have to say, this town that I'm in now, Tominal I think it is, or something like that, it's just such a beautiful, quiet and quaint little town. There's a hotel back there, I think it's called the Richmond Hotel, and should have stayed there, What a beautiful place to stay. I would imagine during the skiing season this place is absolutely heaving, to be fair, but right now in the middle of May, when the weather's so hot and there's hardly any snow around, it's totally quiet. Now, having driven these roads at some fair old pace, I have to say that this area is just so beautiful. I'm slowing right down because I don't think there's any point in wanting to do this at any kind of speed. It's just so much nicer just to enjoy the views. This is a beautiful drive to do at a much slower pace if you wanted to, with a partner or a friend. Whoa, we're doing a bit of climbing. In a car that's probably a bit more comfortable than the Alfa 4C. So if you had something like a convertible Aston Martin Vantage or Audi R8, something like that, that someone could sit in the passenger seat and absolutely enjoy these tremendous views and smells and the fresh air, then that would be a great thing. Something a bit bigger, a bit more comfortable, something that the roof could retract into the car without taking up your luggage space. That's what you need. I would definitely rather have done the journey in this than done it in any of my previous cars. When in previous cars, I'm talking about the Lotus Exige, which I think would have been far too uncomfortable because it doesn't have the seat adjustments. I think if I'd have done it in my Porsche Cayman, the fact it got a roof on and it's got electric steering and all the rest of it would have made it far too isolated from the experience and the feedback, so that wouldn't have been any good. And I think most of the Porsche 911s that I've had, been lucky enough to have, would have again isolated the experience. It would have almost been like doing it in a BMW, whereas this little car has given me the right amount of feedback, sometimes a bit too much feedback if I'm honest, but the right amount of feedback with the right amount of comfort and amazingly the right amount of economy as well. Okay, we're currently on the Planner Thrill route, using the Sat Nav's own route back to the hotel. I've just stopped off for some lunch and I've also seen a map on the wall in the cafe over there that shows me where we are. So we're not too far from the A9, amazingly. It's going to delay how long it takes me to get to the hotel, but what the hell, these views are fantastic and the weather is fantastic, so I'm going to absolutely make the most of it. So we're going to get back on the road. The battery's run out on one of the cameras. I've tried to charge it. I'm sort of charging it using the Alfa's cigarette lighter, so I'll plug the other camera in. Hopefully we'll get some of the views anyway. Well, we're now up to 26 degrees C here at the moment. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pretty damned hot. I'm really not sure how much more stunning this scenery can get in Scotland. It's absolutely beautiful. There's hardly a single car or anybody in sight. This has to be the most amazing driving experience ever. Have a look at this road, look. That way and that way. I've just stopped at the Commando War Memorial, which is set among some of the most unbelievable scenery and views. There's a lot of stuff here commemorating commandos that have lost their lives, not only actually during the Second World War, which is the main one, which is right at the top there, but also more recent ones. Not only is the setting for this really quite breathtaking, it's actually something very special to even to take in, to be honest. Well, this Planet Thrill Sat Nav has now put me on a single track road which appears to cut right the way through the Scottish Highlands, and it literally is just a single track road. So look at this bridge. Got to be so careful. Well, I've just pulled in for a cold drink and a bit of a refresher, and we're on the last leg now of the journey back to the second hotel, and I'm feeling tired now. It's been a hell of a drive, but get a look at this view. I've finally arrived at my hotel. We'll have a quick look at the stats of how long I've been on the road, but I know it's been a high number of hours, because I know for a fact it's been well over 8 hours since I set off, but that's obviously not net driving time. Let's have a look at the stats for this trip then. So we've got a tank range still of 221 miles, which is pretty good given how far we've gone. Average fuel consumption is still 41.2. Distance travelled now is 655 miles. and total travel time, we're now up to 13 hours and 39 minutes. So there we go, a long time net driving to be in a car. Tyres are all good, and we're back.